All right, good evening, everyone. We'd like to welcome you to the Fruita City Council meeting. I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. It is now 7 p.m. Deb, would you please call roll?
Counselor Bremen.
Here.
Counselor Purser.
Here.
Counselor Williams. Fry.
Here.
Counselor Miller.
Yes, here.
All right.
Present.
We're going to move into our moment of silence and pledge of allegiance. If you'd please stand and join me. We'd like to take the opportunity to have a moment of silence to allow all faiths and beliefs the opportunity for a silent prayer. Thank you. If you'd please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we've got an agenda before us. Are there any changes to that agenda?
No changes to the agenda, Mr. Mayor, but I did realize that there was an error in the council packet for the special event liquor permit application. It's quasi judicial agenda item 7A2. The Rotary's staff recommendation showed the previous public hearings recommendation. So I did make the correction and uploaded the packet this morning, the corrected packet.
Okay. All right, do we have a motion?
Move we accept the agenda as noted.
I second.
Counselor Bremen,
Yes.
Counselor Purser,
Yes.
Counselor Williams, Counselor Cry,
Yes.
Counselor Miller. Motion passes 5-0.
All right, with that, we're going to move into our public participation because we do not have any proclamations or presentations tonight. So this section is set aside for the city council to listen to comments by the public regarding items that do not otherwise appear on the agenda. Generally, the city council will not discuss the issue and will not take an official action under this section. So is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak on something not on the agenda? Sierra, you seen anybody online?
No comments online, Mr. Mayor.
All right. With that, we're going to close public participation and move into our consent agenda. So these are items where all conditions or requirements have been agreed to or met prior to the time they come before council for final action. They'll all be approved by a single motion of the city council. So with that, I'm going to open up public comment on anything on the consent agenda. So is there anybody that'd like to speak on something on the consent agenda? All right, I'm not seeing any in the room. Do you see anybody online that would like to speak?
No comments online, Mr. Mayor.
All right, we'll close the consent agenda and bring it back to council. Are there any questions, comments, or do we have a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve the consent agenda as presented.
I second.
Counselor Purser,
Yes.
Counselor Williams,
Yes.
Counselor Cry,
Yes.
Counselor Miller,
Yes.
Counselor Bremen.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, with that, we're going to move into our, we got two public hearings, both quasi judicial. So the first one is a special event liquor permit application. And so we've got our Deputy City Clerk, Deb Woods, here to present on that one.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Deb Woods, Deputy City Clerk, Fruita. The first public hearing agenda item is the special event liquor permit applied for by the Fruita Area Chamber of Commerce for the What the Fest Brew Fest, which will be taking place on the first day of Fruita Fall Festival this year, Friday, September 23rd from 4 to 10 p.m. at Civic Center Memorial Park. The chamber has requested to be able to sell beer and or cider during the first night of Fall Festival. And the What the Fest Brew Fest will consist of up to 10 local breweries who will be responsible for bringing trained staff to help serve the alcohol. Chamber board members, employees, and volunteers will check IDs, and then wristbands will be issued to those who are 21 or over. And the diagram of the proposed license premises that was included in your council packet illustrates the beer garden area outlined in red that will be enclosed with metal fencing. Chamber board members, employees, and volunteers will be working with hired security to monitor the entrances and exits of the licensed area and the consumption of alcohol to ensure that none enters or leaves the area and that patrons are not becoming noticeably intoxicated. Signage will be posted at each entrance and exit indicating no alcohol beyond this point. And servers of the event will be trained in intervention procedures concerning the sale and service of alcohol beverages. Fruita Chief of Police Dave Kraus stated in his memo that there was nothing in the application that would prohibit the issuance of the license being requested. Therefore, it is staff's recommendation to the city council that the application for the special event liquor permit be approved subject to the following 3 conditions. 1, the entrance and exit shall be monitored closely and continuously by event staff in order to prevent alcohol beverages from going into or out of the area. 2, the licensee needs to be aware that they are solely responsible for the control of the licensed premises. And 3, that all other procedures presented by the chamber will be followed. That concludes presentation. Kayla Brown with the chamber is here this evening to provide any additional information she may have.
Hello, I'm Kayla Brown, the Executive Director for the Fruita Chamber. The Fruita Chamber has hired Citadel Security to help monitor all of the entry points where alcohol would be potentially coming out to make sure that that doesn't happen. And we do have 4 entry points to Civic Center Park that will be monitored at all times. And then as Deb mentioned, we will have staff, board members, and volunteers helping with IDs, and all those who have been ID'd will receive a wristband so that the breweries know that they're able to serve the patrons.
All right. Thanks, Kayla.
Thank you.
With that, we're going to open up to public comment. If there's anybody in the audience that'd like to speak on this item, now would be the opportunity to do that. So are there anybody that would like to speak on this item? All right, I'm seeing none here. Are you seeing anybody online?
No comments online, Mr. Mayor.
All right, with that, we're going to close public comment, bring it back to council. Are there any questions or comments for Kayla or Deb?
I just want to thank you for all of your hard work and on all of this. I know you guys are a small staff and make a really huge thing happen. So just in general, not just in this particular thing that we're talking about, but I just want to thank you.
Thank you.
All right, do you have a motion too, Janine, or?
Yes. I move to approve the application for a special event liquor permit for the Fruita Area Chamber of Commerce to sell and serve beer and or cider at the Fruita Fall Festival, What the Fest Beer Fest, to be held on Friday, September 23rd, 2022, from 4 to 10 p.m. at Civic Center Memorial Park, subject to the conditions above and as stated by staff in their presentation.
Second.
Counselor Williams,
Yes.
Counselor Cry,
Yes.
Counselor Miller,
Yes.
Counselor Bremen,
Yes.
Counselor Purser.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, well, thank you, Kayla. All right, with that, we're going to move into our next hearing, which is for another special event liquor permit application. And we got our Deputy City Clerk, Deb Woods, presenting on this as well.
Okay, Mayor and City Council, this is the special event liquor permit application that was submitted by the Fruita Rotary Club for the second day of Fruita Fall Festival this year, Saturday, September 24th, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. There are 2 locations, 2 beer gardens on Saturday, one at Civic Center Memorial Park and one at Circle Park. And the Chamber's last farmers market of the year will be held at Circle Park. And there will be games such as cornhole set up there. And the Rotary Club was asked by the Chamber to provide beer service from 10:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at Circle Park, or until the market and games are over, whichever comes first. Then at Civic Center Memorial Park, there will be many events such as a parade, outhouse race, music contests, and vendors of all sorts. And the Rotary Club has been asked to provide a beer garden there as well from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Rotarians will check IDs and wristbands will be issued to those who are 21 or over. The diagrams of the proposed licensed premises included in your council packet illustrate the beer garden areas outlined in red that will be enclosed with metal fencing at Civic Center Memorial Park and orange plastic fencing at Circle Park. Rotarians will provide security during the daytime hours and beginning at 5 p.m. Hired security will be on hand to help monitor the entrances and exits of the licensed areas. And signage will be posted at each entrance and exit indicating no alcohol beyond this point. Rotarians are experienced in intervention procedures training concerning the sale and service of alcohol beverages, as they have been doing events like Fall Festival for many years without incident. Fruita Chief of Police Dave Kraus reviewed the Rotary's application and issued his statement that there is nothing that would prohibit the issuance of the licenses being requested. So therefore, it is staff's recommendation to the City Council that the application for the special event liquor permit be approved, subject to the following 3 conditions. The entrances and exits shall be monitored closely and continuously by event staff in order to prevent alcohol beverages from going into or out of the licensed area. The licensee needs to be aware that they are solely responsible for control of the licensed premises, and all of the procedures presented by the Rotary will be followed. And that concludes my presentation. Lou Mudd with the Fruita Rotary Club is here as the applicant's representative, and I will turn it over to Lou.
Thanks for the great presentation, Deb. I'm Lou Mudd. I live down here at 126 South Maple Street, and several years ago, I think I've been doing this for about 15 years for every event that the Rotary Club does. Didn't realize when I volunteered that it was a lifetime position. But I think because
Thank you for your service.
because I'm a couple blocks away, it makes it easy to attend these things and make sure things are running smoothly at the events we serve beer at. All these things help the Rotary Club give back to the community in a huge way. And so we appreciate all the approval of all these permits. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Lou. All right, we're going to open up that to public comment. So if there's anybody in the audience that'd like to speak on this item, now would be the time. So are there any questions or comments from the public? Ciara, are you seeing any?
No comments online.
All right, with that, we're going to close that and bring it back to council. Are there any questions, comments, or do we have a motion?
I do have a question, actually. I'm interested in the 10 a.m. time.
I just put 10 a.m. because oftentimes when we get up and running, I actually have it from opening at 10:30, the same as at Circle Park. And pretty much it's because in case somebody shows up and says, hey, can we get a beer? We're still within our legal time frame of serving. But we don't get much business before 11 o'clock after the parade is over. Any other questions?
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve the application for a special event liquor permit for the Fruita Rotary Club to sell and serve beer at Fruita Fall Festival to be held on Saturday, September 24th, 2022 from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at Civic Center Memorial Park and Circle Park, subject to the conditions above and as stated by staff in their presentation.
Second.
Counselor Cry,
Yes.
Counselor Miller,
Yes.
Counselor Bremen,
Yes.
Counselor Purser,
Yes.
Counselor Williams.
Yep.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, well, thank you. With that, we're going to move into, we do not have anything on our administrative agenda, so we're going to move into our city manager's report. Dan.
Come on, Dan.
I am not the city manager
You're acting again, right?
impersonating.
Yeah, all right.
You look cute in red, Mike.
Just a couple things. We did extend an offer today to a potential candidate for our code enforcement position. So if we're successful in onboarding them, you'll see that in the weekly update this week. We did conduct a final walkthrough of base camp provisions. And so they've called for their finals with the building department, which will likely take place tomorrow at some point. And then I'm sure they'll start scheduling soft openings and potentially an opening. So we'll try to get that in the update as well and make sure that, you know, if there's any information for the community that's out there. We did receive, I believe, from a maybe their promoter, right? Ciara, that there is an event that's like the kickoff at Moon Farm. It's called Thirsty Thursday on September 22nd from 4:30 to 7:30 PM. I know we did reach out to them, but I don't think we've heard back, but we did receive that flyer. So just to put that on the record, so that's out there. We are trying to schedule potentially, if the council's interested at all, a walkthrough of the 111 South Mesa Apartments. It looks like they're going to be leased up pretty quickly. So to get in there potentially before CO with, hard hats and all the safety apparel, just so if anybody on council is interested in doing that, we can get that scheduled within the next 6 weeks or so. Cool. We did start the recruitment process today for a building official. That of course would not be onboarded until January 1, but just to get out in front of that with like a 45-day recruitment, and then potentially some industry panel and internal staff being on the or being a part of the recruitment interview process. And the last thing that I wanted to mention is we did receive word today that Dick Pippinger, who is the fire marshal for Lower Valley Fire Protection District, has passed away. I don't know exactly how long he served in the fire marshal role, but I do know that he was, a part of fire service for many decades. The service is being held on Saturday, the 24th at 10 a.m. at Redlands United Methodist Church at 527 Village Way. We sent that out to all of our employees. We've definitely have a close relationship with the fire protection district, and I'm sure that many staff will be there. So we can more formally get that information out to the council if anybody wants to attend that. But I just wanted to make sure that that was out there and you were aware of it. That's it.
All right, thanks, Dan. All right, with that, we're gonna move into our council reports and actions. So this first one we have on here is changes to the dates and upcoming council meetings. Just so that way we can get them. Did everybody understand what's going on with Heather being off now? We can only have one person gone, otherwise we can't conduct a meeting. So that's gonna affect the October 4th meeting.
All right.
That's all right. That's all right. It happens. So by charter, we have to have one meeting a month. So we're still within that limit. So we'll have quite a bit on that, the third meeting. We'll have a longer third meeting, but just something to keep in mind, or if you can remote in, if you guys are out of town until we get that filled. So is everybody good with these meeting times and dates that they have? Because we're going to cancel the 10-4 one. We're going to add just the council interviews, which we all set up. We are all available on the 10th. And then we were going to have that early one, the 15-minute tech fee study presentation before our council meeting on the 8th. All right, do we need a motion to?
The
And next-
council is aware that there's the special meeting for a special event liquor permit on the 27th. Before the.
Correct, right before,
Yeah.
15 minutes before
the
our
regular
workshop.
meeting. Yeah. Okay.
Correct. All right, then do we have a motion to approve these changes as presented?
To approve the changes proposed by staff to the dates of the aforementioned regular, special and or workshop meetings for the Fruita City Council.
Second.
Counselor Miller,
Yes.
Counselor Bremen,
Yes.
Purser,
Yes.
Counselor Williams, Counselor Cry,
Yes.
motion passes 5-0.
All right, with that, we'll move into our council reports and actions. Matthew.
It's 7:19. I know we're under a deadline here to
Yeah.
beat a record.
We already passed that record a long time ago. That was.
The only meeting I had was the chamber meeting. I had to leave a little bit early, but the main topic was Fruita Fall Festival coming up. So I hope everybody will be able to attend. And then next Thursday, there is a event at CMU to welcome the new head, Curtis, head of GJEP. That's it for me.
I had to miss my livability meeting, and our downtown advisory board meeting got postponed from last week to tomorrow. So I don't have anything to report tonight.
James? Okay.
I got reached out to by I don't even know what it is. It's the Southwest Slope. LDS. I think it's Western Colorado, maybe just the Grand Valley, to have lunch with their president, Aaron Hart. And I think that they're doing that I heard they did it with Grand Junction City Council, somebody there too. But they're going to be reaching out to all of us probably to go have lunch. They mentioned that, since we wrote the letter of support, they wanted to reach out and learn more about us. So I'm having lunch with Aaron tomorrow. I had livability. Fruita Youth Action Council yesterday. I met some of the group. It wasn't a full group because they had a meeting switch. So, I'm also on Colorado National Monument Association Board, and they have their annual plein air event coming up the week of October 2nd through the 9th, culminating in an art opening on Friday, October 7th at, I think it's Carlson Vineyards downtown Main Street, Grand Junction. That opening is for members only, but you can sign up at the event to be a member for $30. You get first dibs of all the wonderful art that's painted on the monument over that week. The regular opening will be Saturday, all day. So Saturday and Sunday. I think that's it.
We'll come back to you.
No.
All right, Amy?
Planning and zoning. We've already kind of gone over what we did at that one. So, and then historic preservation, they're just finalizing all their stuff for Fall Fest. Come see us or I'll probably be judging a pet contest for most of it. They'll have a display set up at Cavalcade. So make sure and stop in and see that. It's gonna be super cool. And then I also attended and then welcome to Peggy Ortiz. She's our newest historic preservation appointee. Her and Eddie McClure, they were on our consent agenda. Thank you for coming today, Peggy. And then I attended the CML district meeting in Meeker, which was really cool. They, their brand new fire station is awesome. It's so pretty. So that was fun. That's where we held the initial meeting, got to kind of see around that facility. And then they fed us these incredible tacos at the smokehouse down the road before I drove home. So but it was really cool. We got an update from each of the municipalities, and it was pretty neat because everybody was there. So it was, there was at least one person from every municipality. And it sounds like we're all dealing with pretty much the same things, which was, kind of cool to hear some of their approaches. And I think that's everything.
Thank you. I didn't have any other meetings. Mike and I are meeting with Shelley Elementary this week just to give an update about what the city does and how we work in the community. So always looking forward to those ones. Yeah, that's right. Once in a while we do, right? I get the tough ones too, so but that's the only thing I've got really coming up. Other than I have to, if anybody wants to join me on the float, or not the float, but on the carriage ride for the parade, let me know. So
I'll be judging.
all right. Well, all right. Well, because normally
Great.
it's only like one or two people. I'm one that sits on the mayor's carriage and.
Because you are the mayor.
I know, but I'm saying that
It substitutes the judge.
I'll be judging you, don't worry.
if anybody, there's plenty of room on there. If anybody else would like to join me on that. The good thing is it's the first float that goes through. So
Oh.
it makes it
I'll
easy.
wave at you from Camilla's.
Yeah. There you go. So that's all I have, unless Ken has anything else to add.
That was a job.
Previous council member Kyle Harvey is doing a really cool art thing during Fall Fest. Go check it out.
I knew you'd have something to add. So
I had to.
Do we know, or are you allowed to share how many people have applied?
oh, we can.
That as well.
Do you guys know how many people have applied for the council?
Everybody that ran in the election, so it's.
I want to speak in the microphone in case anybody's online.
Sorry about that. So there should be 4, 5. Let me see.
That's who it is. Just
Well, the deadline is next Thursday.
Yeah, we got another week.
Next week.
Yeah, the 22nd.
Yeah, or this Thursday. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's,
Thursday is the deadline.
Thursday.
But so far, it's just been the ones that ran.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's nice. We know them. all.
Yeah, that is nice.
And I've talked to a couple other people that are thinking about it. I was just curious.
Okay.
Thank you.
I got one more thing, Mr. Mayor.
yes.
Jeez, Dan.
You don't look good. in the-
So we specified the dates and times for the special meeting for the liquor license and the workshop, but we need to have a time for the October 10th council candidate interviews. So in that list of things, we just need to get some direction from the council on when will that meeting start?
I
thought we were
were
talking,
waiting.
yeah, until we know how many candidates
Right,
we
so then
have.
we know how long to schedule.
Does it need to be posted?
So the only issue with that is we're not going to have a public meeting before then.
Mm.
Well, the workshops are public.
We
If we're
can't
to take
make
action on when
decisions,
that-
yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, we
I
could.
mean, you could,
Right.
Can we?
depending on when they scheduled it though, right?
We'd have to have 24 hours
Dan,
notice.
Can
Yeah.
we give you a window that's kind of big?
Well,
At
I,
least-
That works.
yeah, but,
Pull
but
the
we were,
cable guy time, be like.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we were trying to say, no, scheduling them all back to back, so we don't have.
But we don't know.
Right, but we don't know how many.
We have, there's
Needs us to
five,
have
like
it.
7 people. I would
Right.
assume that there's going to be 7 people.
Yeah, 7 or 8.
And we're allowing half an hour per.
So are you saying that we could get direction on the 27th during that special meeting? That is essentially just a,
Does that give us enough time?
We'll know how many applicants we have by then too, because of the deadline.
Because we can put it on that agenda for that. You just put it on the agenda so that way we can vote on that at that meeting.
That'd be nice.
It just I mean, because that is a holiday.
Right.
Do we want to do it earlier in the day? Or do we want to do it like after lunch?
Happy hour? Is that what you're thinking?
Last time we started in the morning at a lunch
I'd
break.
rather.
Well, we had 11 candidates at that point too, so that's.
I generally think
11?
I mean, I know we're not setting a time, but
Right,
9-ish was.
Yeah.
I think that would be fine, yeah.
9:30.
I'm just trying to block out my day.
for James, it's 10.
Now.
Yeah.
So
But it doesn't get him out of
y'all know how much
trouble.
James doesn't want to work out, so that's fine.
So the question is, if we can set that time, depending on how many candidates we have at that special meeting,
27th.
and just add it to the agenda for that. Is everybody good with that?
Thanks, guys. Mm.
All right, any other?
For reals, everything.
Yeah, is it really? Yeah, all right. All right, with that, the time is now 7:28 PM and we will adjourn.
No.
But